Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Well, guess who's here? A regular on the show.
Guess who's here?
Proud to say it, a football extraordinaire, as is my co-host. Now we're going to talk some real football. We got a combination of college,
I want to talk about that white woman you trying to hook me up with.
Go right ahead, man. Make your move.
Come on.
Her only experience intimacy-wise with a black man was a preppy black guy, as she described him. Kissed her forehead, and it was all like
that was
wet,
it?
smoochy, like
forehead.
Yeah.
Yep.
The hell was wrong with him?
I don't know.
Oh, they were 15.
Oh, they were?
Oh, that's what it happened.
I thought she was 15. He was like 38 or something.
So the statutory rape stopped right there.
I guess so. No, but anyway, listen, anytime you need white ass, you call me, man.
I'm calling you.
Yeah.
You the white ass hookup?
You ever see Bichetti's ass? Bichetti's ass is the whitest ass.
I don't want to see. I saw your guy over there was taking pictures. He showed me his plumber crack.
He has a lily whiter,
I'm
man.
ruined.
He has a lily whiter.
You can put some drawers on, man. What's wrong with you? Showing your plumber crack. You hear me talking to you? You want to look over here. I'm talking to you. Grizzly Adams. He's showing his plumber's crack. I was going to go home, man. I was ruined.
Bichetti's working on some top secret new stand-up material.
Really?
He doesn't want the world to see it.
You don't want to share it with us?
No, Brian. I'm going to wait and let people have a good time with it.
Well, here's a guy. Here's a guy. We're going to talk some NFL.
It's not a good time if you're waiting.
Exactly.
No, you got to be ready to go. You can't put crap out there. I don't put garbage out there.
Well, you have to test it, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying you want to make sure it's just right.
Where would you test it, though? Now, when Brian makes a good point, you can't do it in your living room. You have to test it.
No. I'm going to get some spots going.
All right.
Well,
Sounds
listen,
like a plan.
Speaking of Lake Pontchartrain and the NFL, here's Eric in New Orleans wants to talk Saints. I want to see Lake Pontchartrain. Eric, you're on the air in New Orleans.
Hey, hoorah!
Hoorah!
Whoa!
Look at that.
There he is.
Look, I just want to talk my Saints won the first game. We're going to win the next 15 games. And
wow. How many hurricanes you had tonight?
Well, Brian Jones, he's going to lose every pick he's got. Well, you probably picked Atlanta right off the bat, didn't you, brother?
I beat this guy I beat this guy in a po' boy eating sandwich.
Is that right?
Really?
Coming looking for you.
Where'd you get your po' boys from? We never closed.
I don't know where it was. We sent that out for them. Hey, Eric.
I was surprised by the defense of New Orleans. Of course, you're never surprised by that offense, especially with Peyton coming back. But
Drew Brees,
that was
baby.
a shocker. And who's making the play there in the end zone?
What was the
Kenny
record?
Vaccaro.
What was the record last year? They gave up the most yardage
ever
in the history of the NFL.
In the history of that organization, and it had
the Saints.
They did?
They've had some lean years. Even when I played there, we weren't great, but defensively we were good. Offensively, no. But that was amazing what they gave up a season ago.
Rob Ryan has changed things drastically.
We'll
apparently,
it's a small sample. First game.
It's a small sample, but that's quite a test right out the gates. You know, I thought for sure Atlanta had 45 points written all over them.
And Steven Jackson coming and really balancing out that offense. Roddy White was nicked
well,
up
that's
somewhat,
the thing.
though.
He's got the high ankle, so he is probably 60%
a lot
now.
easier to cover when he's
then you can always roll your safety to Julio in that
Bichetti
situation. So
what, Eric? What?
So what does Mike Bichetti say about the Saints there?
Bichetti, what are your thoughts on the New Orleans Saints this season?
I like New Orleans. It's a great place. A lot of great food and some hot
What the hell
ladies.
does that have to do with the football team?
Well, he's
Not
eating.
really.
You're eating something.
yeah, what are you eating there?
Some great pretzels. Awesome.
So, Mike, if you could take 1 second to stop eating the pretzels and give us your analogy on the Saints this year.
I don't know. It's early in the season. It's anybody's game.
Wow. That was riveting and profound.
Yeah.
Riveting.
Really makes me think.
No, it is early.
Well, that's our side set.
But I hope it's the Ravens again. I loved them.
You like the Ravens
I've
still?
been a big fan when the Baltimore Colts. I loved them.
Yeah,
Well, they weren't the Baltimore Colts.
No, but I mean, they come
Cleveland
from
Browns.
Baltimore.
This has turned into geography class.
Well, Eric, thanks so much for the call, and try to get
I love you.
who dat?
I love you.
All right,
dat?
Lake Pontchartrain.
Who dat?
Try to get more
Come
of
on.
that good hoochie coocher.
Hey, speaking of the Ravens, did you see that they're paying John Harbaugh upwards of $6 million a year.
Yeah.
Well,
he deserves it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's a lot of
here's
money.
The thing.
He was my special teams coach in Philly. I love him.
The Ravens are possibly, like, with him and Flacco, they're paying guys for what they did already. Is that what you're saying, maybe?
Pretty much. He's been in the playoffs every year.
Is that worth it?
That's true. That's true. But
yes,
he took over a team with an incredible defense in place, intact. Yep. That's going to get you to the playoffs. And, you know, Flacco, to his credit, he was able to get things done being kind of hemmed in, I think, by Cam Cameron. It was very timely. It was timely. I mean, it's a perfect storm for both those guys.
Contract year. You lead the team to the Super Bowl.
That's a lot of money, though.
That's a lot of money. But I'm not going to begrudge the man for getting his cake.
No, me neither. And I love John. I love John Harbaugh as a coach. He's a player's coach.
Doesn't sound
He's
it.
an awesome guy.
That's it.
I'm just thinking, like, Belichick gets $7.5 million a year.
Is he the
Andy
highest
Reid? No, Sean Payton gets $8 million a year.
Wow.
Andy Reid's getting $7 million a year, but then John Harbaugh's. I mean, he's a top 5 coach right now.
Who's repping Bill Belichick? How is he not making most of anybody in the NFL with 3 rings? How's that out?
He's second. That's 7.5.
I mean, how is he not the most? I mean, how do you not just point to the 3 rings?
Because they
perennial, not just playoff guy, championship game guy.
Because in New Orleans they saw what happened. That's
he was in the bowl.
True.
He was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, lost by 4 points.
Yeah.
To the
well, that's the thing. He's been losing in the Super Bowl.
Well, okay, but
he is outstanding. If you ask me, he should be up there.
What is he? 3 for 5 in the bowl? Won 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah,
lost twice.
Right. Is that how you say it?
That's how I say it.
That's how my Cowboys put it on there.
You're Cowboys. You're Cowboys.
The Giants,
you like the Cowboys?
The Giants played the ugliest game.
I agree.
Half of football.
Do you like them
and
this
they almost
year?
won.
No. I haven't liked them in a while.
But you just
don't know
feel
what you're
obligated
get.
to like them,
I
right?
grew up a Cowboys fan. I just don't know what I'm going to get. They fool me every year.
If you take the ball away 6 times, yet you almost lose
a
game.
So how can you rally around
Says
that?
a lot for Victor Cruz and Eli Manning and the way they rally, and somehow at last quarter do what they got to do. And well, first of all, the big story of that game, Des Bryant, his ankle injury, really going to hurt him next time he fights his mother. I think his mother's got to look at him and go, well, I know something to exploit now.
You know,
look at the Hooters chick every time this comes on in the Gruden commercial.
I know.
Look at her.
Speaking of Des Bryant,
you scumbag!
There is a guy.
What a beautiful woman.
Whoa. You saw Des Bryant was named in the Oklahoma State Sports Illustrated expose.
But you got a lot of people snitching there. Why weren't they snitching and protesting when they were partaking in everything they've accused others of?
I don't think he beats up his mom without roids.
It seems
maybe
like,
she asked for it.
Seems like the guys who are snitching they left the team for some reason.
Right, they were all kicked off the
beef.
team.
They had
exactly,
a beef.
and you didn't say anything when you were taking all this illegal stuff. Why are you talking now? Why are you snitching?
How many NFL mothers are going to start doing steroids now?
What is wrong? Is his mom on steroids?
Well, after that beating she took, I would start doing it.
Well, you saw the temper.
To stay competitive.
You saw the temper flare on the sidelines on Sunday with Dez.
He was upset.
He was going nuts on the Gatorade table.
Mom!
He just seems so impetuous and immature.
Well, it seems like he'd gotten better and he'd matured somewhat at the end of last year. But I can understand him being upset. He was hurt.
Speaking of embarrassing moves by mothers, how about LeBron James' mom's going to marry a rapper? Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't see that.
She's going to marry him?
She's going to marry
Lil Wayne?
What happened? Who is she going to marry a rapper? She's engaged or dating a rapper? What is the story on
What's his name?
I don't know.
She's dating a rapper.
Hurry up, crack
Little Delonte.
Lil Wayne.
I think it was dating. I don't think it was.
Oh, dating?
Yeah.
What's his name?
MC Delonte. I don't know. It was a story a few days ago we had.
Oh, wow.
But
you can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. You can't. But I'll tell you what. I don't think that bodes well for her argument that she didn't have sex with Delonte.
Didn't Mark Cuban say he didn't think that happened?
He said that Delonte West told him it never happened.
Huh.
Yeah.
But isn't Delonte Schizo? Bipolar?
I think
maybe he didn't remember.
Maybe he doesn't
Delonte West also
right?
told him he went up in a spaceship, I think. How about this? Aaron Hernandez not allowed to watch NFL games while incarcerated. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Former New England Patriots tight end
take the remote from him?
Aaron Hernandez is learning the cruel reality of being incarcerated. Sometimes you might get treated like an inmate. Part of being behind bars means even though Hernandez would like to watch NFL football games like New England's exciting 23-21 victory against the Buffalo Bills this past Sunday, he must deal with a jailhouse blackout. TMZ reports Hernandez, along with every other inmate, is not allowed to watch NFL football games while at the Bristol County Jail. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to watch Rivera. Like everything you're missing out on.
Exactly. Why would you want to see that?
I know the post-game tale that you're probably not getting. And
that would be tough.
It is tough knowing you're up for murder, 3 murders, whatever he's up for.
How far you fall.
Right. A year ago at this time, you know what I was doing?
I wouldn't want to watch it.
I think it's smart also to keep the inmates clear of a sport where you have guys brutalizing one another.
Or how about he'd be like Jack Nicholson in Cuckoo's Nest. Come on, Nurse Ratched, you're gonna put that ball game on. You're gonna put that game on. Come on, Chief. Chief voted yes. Chief voted yes. I want the game on. I want the World Series on. Oh my God. Here's Sandy Koufax. He pitches it into Mickey Mantle. Oh my God, it's a home run. Jesus Christ, somebody get me a wiener. I'm gonna go crazy.
Speaking of going crazy, you had Stover on last night, right? Of
course.
My buddy Brent Stover. And did you ask him about his homeboy Clint Boyer, who he grew up with? Fixing the race the other night?
What happened? He fixed it?
Yeah, a couple teammates, Michael Waltrip Racing. They decided
he grew up with somebody? What happened?
Clint Boyer.
I didn't know.
You don't remember that conversation the first time I brought him here?
Dude, I black out everything you say.
Why it's got to be black out? Why can't you white it out?
I could do that too.
I think he said block.
What did you say?
Block.
What did you say?
Oh, you said block.
Block out.
No, he said block.
You come on,
it's like lethal weapon, but you're block.
No, I know. Listen, I listen to everything you say. I'm on top of it.
I didn't know that he was friends with them.
That
was unbelievable.
By the way, we're talking to CBS analyst Brad Jones. Go ahead.
Brad Jones. I'm Brad now?
I'm sorry. Well, with that shirt, look at you. My God.
What's wrong with my shirt?
You want the scoop on the rapper?
Yes.
His name is The Real Lambo. He's 31 years old.
The Real Rambo.
Lambo.
Oh, Lambo.
He's 31 years old.
Like Green Bay Packer?
Does he spell it L-A-M-B-E?
How old is she?
L-A-M-B-O.
How old is he?
She's
31.
She's what, 40?
44, 45, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
God, she had him when she was, what, 18, 17? How old's LeBron? He's 29 years old, isn't he?
No,
she was 15.
Is he 29?
I think he was 29.
She was a teenage mom. That's a rough go. I'm happy LeBron got out of that. That's a tough way to go in life. And I'm proud of the guy. But look, his mom is getting around. What's going on here?
What do you mean she's getting around? There's one guy.
Delonte West, the rapper.
Delonte said no. He doesn't recall that incident.
He's posting photos on Instagram and sporting some of LeBron's new hardware.
Oh, so maybe he's wearing one of the rings?
No way.
It just says sporting some of LeBron's new hardware.
Well, what does that mean? That means one of the rings, right?
So he's 31, and LeBron's dad could potentially be 2 years old.
Well, let me tell you something. Here's the problem. Is that it sounds like the guy is a bit of a BSer and an opportunist. He's posting pictures. If you're really in love,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe met her at a bar or something.
No, I think they're in love. I mean, she also is posting things. Yeah, she's really excited.
Some of his new hardware, like as if he works in a hardware store.
Are they going to have those Olin Mills photos like Tiger and Lindsey?
I feel bad for LeBron. LeBron's the biggest star in the athletic world. He's got to deal with this crap.
Yeah, that is a shame.
See, he got married, by the way. What's he doing?
He's getting married, yeah.
Why is he getting married?
I think he's been with his children's mom for a long time.
Do the Jeter thing. Like, he's down there in Miami. He's the biggest.
But Jeter doesn't have kids.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, okay, kids, daddy's getting laid now, kids. Bye. Go with your mama. Go with your mama. Daddy bangs every broad on the planet.
I gotta go do what I did to get you here. Okay?
Exactly. For the next 10 years, I'm gonna make some. Don't worry, your inheritance will be fine. You have a couple of half brothers in there. Don't worry about it. We'll cut them out. I mean, you know he's not gonna be faithful. Is LeBron James gonna be faithful to a woman? Come on.
I think maybe, he's shown
just
some integrity.
You did it.
I think it can be done.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. I just believe in it, man.
I have a friend who says,
I believe in it too.
I have a friend who says, if you're a guy celebrity and you're loyal to your wife, you're gay.
That's a good thing. I'm not a celebrity.
You want to tell us something?
You are a celebrity.
Hey, he went to Stanford.
Well, no, he was in the NFL for 7 years.
Well, don't put that
I got two NFL guys. I got one ring between you. Jesus.
I have 2 rings.
How about your hardware? Not this runner-up ring.
Yeah, they're still nice. And they're rings.
Bring them in.
What a scumbag.
Yeah,
Bring them in.
Yes, thank you.
I will.
How many rings do you have?
I never played in football.
You did gymnastics.
Loser Rooney. Well, listen, they don't give out rings for that. They don't give out rings for excellence in the uneven bars. Otherwise, I'd have several.
Can we talk about the
NASCAR?
The NASCAR spin out on purpose.
On purpose to help another driver in the team out. And
why won't he just admit that he did that?
I know. Did you see him at home?
It was unbelievable.
Right.
He was on ESPN yesterday. They asked him straight up.
Yeah.
Oh.
So did you spin out on purpose to help your teammate? Let's not.
Well, he's dummying up.
Let's not go there.
Deny.
We've been penalized more than any team in NASCAR history.
Let's not go there.
Look,
I've been asked that a lot.
Dummying up for the good of the
Why?
team.
It's so obvious that he did. They have the recording from him in the car saying, "I'm going to come in for a pit."
Yeah.
Monkey
The guy's
no
like, "What are you
see,
talking
monkey
about?
No do.
You're
That's
coming in
it.
for a pit? What are you? Did I hear you correctly?"
Yeah.
Monkey no see,
I'm going to
monkey
have
no
to
do.
spin out. Or something like that.
Yes.
What do you say? I'm going to have to spin these people out. We need that point.
Yep.
But
it happens all the time. So I don't understand why NASCAR is so up in arms. Well, the reason they're up in arms is because it happened the last
on the
race
record
before you could get into the chase.
Yeah.
And
it changed the standings.
It did.
Yeah. Well, now it
I think
didn't.
they should be a little bit more. Where Ryan Newman is now in, I think they should be a little bit more heavy-handed as far as the punitive
you're
damages.
fixing the sport.
Right.
It's
They are.
I think it's a big deal. I think it's a big
huge deal.
And
Really, you're that into NASCAR?
I'm not that into NASCAR, but I think
am.
this is a big deal.
Are you?
Yes, love it. Have my NASCAR app.
It is amazing to actually be there and to watch the race.
It's cool.
Man,
Is it?
Yeah, watching on TV, I don't.
I guess you
gotta
go to
scanner.
any rush hour, stand by the BQE and the upper Bruckner
But no,
by the George
moving too
Washington
slow.
Bridge.
No,
It's more fascinating.
The speed and just the visceral feeling of these cars whipping around the track.
Really?
It is exciting.
cool.
It's really exciting.
A lot of hot chicks too.
Yeah, well, listen, they're watching traffic. It doesn't make any sense.
No,
And they're
it's
risking
not.
their lives. I mean, you're going out there with Death Wish.
You're going 200 miles an
That's
hour.
crazy.
This close to the next
Well, how
car?
come there's
Yeah.
not more fatalities then?
Because they're professionals.
No,
they're
if they were
amazing at
really
what they
risking
do.
their lives, there'd be more
They're
deaths.
professionals.
There are deaths. I mean, what other sport can you mention that there are actual deaths?
Tightrope walking.
They have a net.
The
That's not a
Walendas, not a
sport.
Walendas. That was a bit like that guy just walked
That was
across.
like 1930.
No,
No,
a couple
just
of guys.
recently
A guy in the
the guy
70s went right down.
All right, well,
Yeah.
tightrope walking is not a sport.
I think it is.
Why? Well, he's
For
sweating.
the purposes of this conversation, you're driving a car. You're doing what I'm doing tonight. I'm going home.
You're not going 200 miles an hour?
I
The
could.
G-forces in those cars, like doing that for hours and hours, that puts a lot of stress on
Yeah,
your
you
body.
get a pee break. They don't.
Yeah.
They have to go in their
Just
suit.
pee in their
Yeah,
pants.
go
Just
in
pee
their
in their
suit.
pants. Right there.
I think
it.
those guys are amazing.
Get a catheter.
I agree. And they're all small. They're all tiny. I mean, Waltrip's tall.
Well, they have to
but
be.
the
They got
majority
to
of
fit
them
in
are
that,
tiny.
fit in
I
that little
know.
car.
Yeah, like little kids.
Nobody cares about it.
What?
I don't think they do. I don't think they do. There's certain
Love
sports
NASCAR.
I certainly don't care about. How often on your
NASCAR's the
show
most
do you talk
popular
about
sport
NASCAR?
out there.
On my show, I forced them to talk about it, and then you know what they play in the background when I'm talking about NASCAR? Cricket sound.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right. I worked through that.
It's
Do you?
popular.
I'm a
It's
professional.
Yeah, well, do you
I
get
got your
mad?
back, NASCAR. Where's my camera? I got your back, NASCAR.
you
Where's
get-
my solo? I don't get a solo on this show.
Look right there.
What? I don't see a red light on my solo. How am
don't
I
have
supposed
tally.
to know? How am I-
Because they're not on.
yeah.
Fake camera. That's the ghetto cam.
We're telling you it's a solo, and Machete has a solo.
Always.
Brian, we love you. You're the
Oh, I
best.
love you too. Now, don't put up that half-naked picture of you anymore. Wow.
Well, he doesn't put that up.
I just
No,
saw
I know.
it.
What?
Well, he's
You
not,
see the picture with
he's
the
not
red
responsible for it.
No, I never put it up. I
No.
don't, somebody with the powers that be puts it up. I don't know who it is.
All right.
Well,
Well,
it's the director. There he is.
there it is. Look.
Oh my God!
Wow, man.
You know what you look at?
don't-
You look at a feminine marching band guy. We're gonna win. We're Ohio State.
What are those things on your chest?
We're the Super Buckeyes, and I'm the tuba player for Ohio State. We're the Super Buckeyes.
Well, you got some teardrops, man.
Yeah. As big as your coconuts? You do have big coconuts.
Yeah, the man boobs.
Super duper, I love your pooper. Super duper, I love your pooper. Super duper, I love your pooper.
Phil Mickelson has nothing on you.
Has Mickelson got big man?
He used to. I think he's been working out again.
Yeah. Big man tatas. Right. I'll tell you, Phil Mickelson has a hot wife. That's all I know.
All those golfers, Duffner.
When he was dating, I remember some hot chick. She's probably older now. But
look who's talking. You outkicked your coverage too.
Well,
like
always,
all of us.
You gotta outkick your coverage.
For sure.
You gotta outkick your coverage. Otherwise, what's life worth living for?
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta strive.
You gotta strive for better. I want to give my kids half a shot at being good looking. Now they got a 50-50 chance. That poor kid. Could you imagine having a guy? Imagine if I have a daughter and she looks like me.
That was my worst nightmare. And it came true.
What?
And she's got to grow up looking at her mother hot.
No, my daughters actually do look pretty.
There's famous people that's happened to, and I don't even want to mention them because it's so embarrassing.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Where like it was a hot wife and an ugly guy, and they have a daughter where it looks like one famous couple in particular. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. I mean, you don't mind if the boy looks that bad.
I was just worried about huskiness being transferred to the little girl.
Well, your little girls are they look thin, they look athletic.
Yeah, they look great.
Like your wife.
I got so lucky, yeah.
And your son, it looks like athletic too.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, he's also
lucky.
Smart.
I feel very fortunate.
What about you, Brian? You have kids?
I have a daughter. Yeah, she's on a cruise now with her husband. They were married in March, and I started early too.
Oh, you
did? Like LeBron's mom.
You did start early. How old were you when you had a kid?
18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
What now? Was this like?
Mama
and then you went off.
Tricked me.
And then you had to go off.
Slipped.
Did you? Was that one of those things?
Yeah, I couldn't get out.
Did you?
I tried.
And then you went off to play football.
Yeah, went off to college, and she grew up. And,
you grew up in Lubbock. That was girl from Lubbock.
Yes.
And then you went to the University of Texas.
No, I went to UCLA first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went to UCLA, and then I transferred to Texas. And,
now, did having the kid out there have something to do with that? To be closer to the child?
No. I always wanted to be a Longhorn. When I was coming out of high school, there was a lot of turmoil in the Southwest Conference. So even though I enjoyed my time out at UCLA, I had a great time, I always wanted to be a Longhorn. So I transferred. But
after how many years? How long?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 seasons or 2 years?
2 seasons.
Yeah, me
2
too.
seasons at
That's
UCLA.
what I did.
What? Transfer?
I went to Michigan for 2 seasons and then transferred in January.
Okay. Now, are they on the quarter system too?
No, Michigan is on semesters. Stanford's. Right. Yeah, out west they're all quarters.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So then you graduated from Stanford.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got a Longhorn thing.
I graduated from UT.
All 4 years.
Excuse me?
All 4 years you went to college.
I went for 5.
No, I came back after my NFL career and finished.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
When'd you come out?
For
the draft.
91 draft. Yeah.
Which was what?
Which was the 1991 draft.
What year were you in college? That was after your junior year?
Senior year.
After my senior.
All right, what the hell? Jesus.
Do you speak it?
Yeah, I'm speaking it to you.
What year did you come out? I told you I didn't come out. That's why I have a daughter.
That shirt, I don't know. You're peeking. You're looking at some light. All right, Brian Jones is here. We're talking NFL. We're talking. We're talking fashion. We're talking fashion. We're talking tuba.
Yes.
I want to get your
Taylor
opinion.
Bird.
I think Brian.
This is my clothing here. Taylor Bird.
Brian would be perfect for the new Fox Sports thing.
You think?
Where they add humor and football. I think he'd be perfect for that.
Right.
No, I'm perfect for this. We have humor and football right here.
Yeah, but you're not on this regularly.
Well, you don't call. You don't like me anymore.
Well, start getting the hint. The Artie Lange Show.
The Artie Lange Show. Weeknights on Audience. Only on DirecTV.